Hi, Zoe here, welcome back to my channel. I have something a little mixed media-y today. I was feeling inky and artsy and I just wanted to get kinda messy. I apologise if I'm a little sniffly still. I've had this cold now for what feels like 3 years and it is apparently going nowhere. So I'm starting out with some basil marshmallow cardstock, and I'm using a gelato in a colour, I don't know, some sort of blue, and I'm using some Hobbycraft watercolour pencils, which are so cheap. If you're in the UK, honestly, get these. They are so good and so comparable and so cheap. In fact, do you want me to do a little comparison video with the gelatos and the watercolour pencils from Hobbycraft? Yeah. Let me know down below if you want me to do a little what's it called? A comparison video, so you can see. Because these are like £5 for 24, I think. And they're very comparable. They're not quite as good, but they are very comparable in my opinion. Anywho, that aside, I'm creating a sort of washy ombre, going from a sort of minty green through to blue, through to a darker teal. Nothing fancy, because I'm actually going to be covering it up. I just want it to sort of just peek through my tissue paper. I got this tissue paper in with the Felicity Jane kit that I'm using today. It's the Caroline kit, but this tissue paper comes with all of them. So I'm just adding some Dina Wakley gel medium with a big wide brush and just slapping it over the top. Really simply, nothing fancy there, just slapping it on. And then I'm going to adhere my tissue paper, and I'm purposely making it all kind of crinkly and wavy and wrinkled up. And you can just about see my painty, watercolory, gelato-y mess behind. I'm just using the little more gel medium just to make sure it's all nicely stuck, because I don't want it to come off. And you can just see it just peeking through, which I think gives it a really nice effect. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a second to dry, and then I'm going to trim my paper down by about a centimetre on each side, because I'm going to use one of the Felicity Jane papers that came in the kit to back it with. You see I'm just going through them now. I wasn't entirely sure what colour I wanted behind. I thought maybe the black and white stripe would work, but then it kind of felt like too much black and white, so you can see I'm just sort of auditioning, and then I come to this navy grid, and it was an instant, yes, this will work. So that's indeed what I go for, and you are going to have a shock, because I don't gut it. I don't. I really don't like the paper on the other side. So I figured I was probably not going to use it, so I might as well just use the whole thing for this layout. Plus, because of the mixed media in the centre, the paper had warped a little, so it's better to have a full piece behind to give it the stability and straighten it out a little bit. So I didn't gut it, which is wasteful. I know, but what you gonna do? Sometimes you just do these crazy things when you've got a cold or something. Okay, it's not that crazy. Alright, I know, but whatever. I did the thing. So I'm just going back through the papers in the kit, because I want to create some layers behind my photograph. And as you can see, I'm going ahead and just going really ham-fisted about it. I'm not doing anything straight. I'm not doing any careful measuring or, perfect edging or anything like that, because I want it to be really sort of rough and layered and textured. So I'm just using my, I think that's an EK Success punch, is it? A notebook punch? I also have a Fiskars one, but that one doesn't like to work very much. Anyway, I'm punching out the side of some vellum, and I've just torn the other edges. Again, it just adds some really nice texture. And then I decide that actually I need to add just something else in between the yellow and the vellum, because it wasn't making my photo pop as much as I'd hoped. So I go ahead and add some of this minty green stripe. Is it minty green? Pale blue? I can't decide. Either way, it sort of matches my watercolory, gelato-y mess in the background, so I figured that would work quite well. I've added a little dotty bag that came with, no, it came with the kit. I think the journaling cards were in it. I'm pretty sure they were, and I've pinched that anyway. It's just packaging, and I'm just borrowing it. I'm clearly channeling a little Sue's fish today, with my want of texture. And I know you're going to look at this and go, Sue's fish? Huh? Yeah, I know. It's not all clean and beautiful because she is entirely inimitable. She's a goddess, and I could not pull that off. However, I can pull off texture, and she is fabulous at adding in these amazing layers and texture. And so I'm channeling her a little bit. I'm loving her stuff, so why not? I can't do that beautifully clean and fresh look that she gets, but I can give a ruffled edge. So I'm backing my first piece onto some foam, and I've just roughed the edges up, and I've really roughed the edges up. There's some rips, there's some curls. I'm just ripping it a bit more and really scuffing it up. And then the next piece, which is the minty blue piece, I'm actually just going to scrumple the whole thing, just screw it all up, scrumple it, rip the edges. Again, I really want the texture, and I'm going to go straight to paper to paper when I adhere this, because it's got so much texture with the scrumpling that I don't need to add any more dimension to it with foam. So I'm just going ahead and adding some scuffed edges to my notebook edge there, and I'm just going to add a little cotton swirliness. What do you call it? You know when you put a bunch of cotton onto your layer, what do you call it? I've been calling it a nest, which I suppose it is. Maybe a mess of cotton? I don't know. What do you call it? Let me know. Let me know down below if you have some better name for a mess of cotton. Anywho, I've then adhered my vellum over the top of that, and now I'm going to add some, excuse me, my phone's going off. I'm just going to add some foam so that I get some nice dimension away from the photo, from the paper layers with my photo. Just again, because I'm lifting my photo up and above again, it makes sure the eye is on the photo, even though there's so much texture and so much going on behind the photo, if that makes sense. So I'm just adhering my little spotty bag there and just trimming it down because it was just a little bit too long, and trimming the backside off this tag. And I'm going to go ahead and use my tiny attacher, not because I need to, more because I fancied having a couple of staples in there. I thought it might look fun. And these are from the sticker sheet, which you don't get anymore, I believe. So I'm just adhering those straight down. And adhering them down is going to take away a little of the dimension, but I'm trying to not adhere them quite so flat so that I don't lose too much. And I think it kind of works the way it sits, so I'm not too concerned about it. I could have propped them up on foam, but honestly, the legs of this lady are so skinny that it would have taken me half an hour just to cut the foam thin enough, and I simply don't have the patience today. I wanted to get on in there. It's the first time I've been in my scrap room for a couple of days. When was my last layout? Maybe almost a week ago. This cold has genuinely knocked me for six. I've been ill for weeks now, and it's just not going anywhere. So it's nice. Anyway, point I'm making is that I just wanted to get on in there. I didn't want anything to sort of spoil my flow, as it was. So you can see I'm adhering the tassels onto each of the tags with my tiny attacher. They're going to be my twine, as it were. And I'm just adding some more of the chipboard hearts with some glue. I think I'm using Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue tonight. And then I'm going to go ahead and have a look through my rubber pieces just to see if there's some hearts that I want to use, which there indeed is. I really love rubber pieces. They bring me joy, they do. So I'm adhering this rubber piece with some glue, and then I'm going to staple the other two because you know I can't resist stapling rubber. It pleases me in ways I can't even describe. Something about the texture and I don't know. And usually I would cut out me fiddling with letters, but I actually don't today because I don't know. I kept it in when I was doing the edit because I figured it wasn't actually that long, and why not, eh? So I wasn't too sure what to do with my title. I wasn't sure if I wanted to have this girl or my girl, and then in the end I do pick my girl, and I think I'm going to pop it on the bottom, but then I think, oh, should I put it on the side? But then it reads too heavy. I do like it down the side, but it reads too heavy along that side, so I do opt to pop it down the bottom, just so that it draws the eye correctly. Otherwise it would have been too right-sided heavy, and it would have drawn the eye across and away from the photo, or at least that's what it does to me, so I try to avoid doing that. You can hear my voice is going really gravelly now. I'm telling you, this cold is a doozy, and if I talk too long, my voice starts going all gravelly again. And I'm very glad that I didn't offend you all with my truly appalling singing in my unboxing video. It seemed funny at the time, and then as soon as I did it, I had this wave of crushing mortification. So I probably am not going to do that again. It's not for me. I'm just going ahead and adding some of these really pretty puffy stickers, triangles, and just adding them in 3 spots, because I do have 3 separate clusters here now. I have the teeny one with the love above my girl, I have the big one on the right, and then the smaller one again on the upper left. So I'm just going to add 3 spots of these triangles, and that is about it. I think I'm pretty much done. I don't think I had anything else to this. I just give it a little bit more of a scuff, and that's about it. I really like this one. It's not my usual style, and it's definitely not Susie's. It's definitely too busy for that. But look at all that texture. I love it. It's so puffy and so touchable, so tactile. I absolutely love it. Let me know down below what you think. I'd love to know. And next week I'm going to have another one, the final in my Stretch That Collection series with Paige Evans's collection. So that should be up next week. So yeah, let me know what you think. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!